study will also help us understand a little bit more about the mechanisms involved with the naltrexone, because patients are undergoing colonoscopies, we're sampling tissues, and we're trying to explore the etiology of how naltrexone works in the inflammatory.
So for me to prescribe something like LDN is not a problem whatsoever, and I haven't received any harassment from the medical board for doing things like that, but I do have patients signed informed consent. And with LDN, I've written at least 300 or 400 prescriptions.
I'm Dr. Joseph McWherter. I'm an obstetrician gynecologist. I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I deal with wellness medicine. I balance hormones. I also, though, help women, especially breast cancer survivors. So I have a very vested interest in low-dose naltrexone. I feel that low-dose naltrexone is one of the most important innovations that's come along for the prevention of breast cancer. And I think it will help in all other realms, especially in our society now where our immune system is being compromised. Low-dose naltrexone is a very safe and economical way to balance the immune system. It's legal. There is nothing illegal with it. And again, especially when I was an OB, 50% of the medications that I used were off-label at that point in time. I remember the drugs that we used to use to stop premature labor were for off-label uses. We're going into other areas where drugs have been approved by the FDA, and it becomes a point of competition. And I think when they look at that, that you're using a very cheap drug such as LDN, and you're taking away from a pharmaceutical drug where there's a lot more money involved, you're going to see more irritation or friction from the conventional community. But there should be no doubt that LDN is effective, it's safe, it's been around a long time, it's got a great track record, so nobody can say anything bad against it.
My wife had 2 aunts who were very ill with autoimmune disease. They had terrible Renels, their fingertips were falling off, they had sores all over, they were on methotrexate, prednisone, other horrible drugs, and I weaned them off the steroids, the methotrexate, and put them on low-dose naltrexone. Within a month, they were completely normal, and that was about 8 years ago, and they're still normal. Then I started using the low-dose naltrexone for my patients with autoimmune disease. And for rheumatoid arthritis and lupus and autoimmune hepatitis, I saw amazing results. A man came in with cancer, pancreatic cancer, that had metastasized to his liver. One of the large cancer centers told him that nothing could be done. He should prepare to die. So I decided to put him on low-dose naltrexone. It's almost 6 years now. He's alive and well and back at work. This drug amazes me every day.
I'm David Gluck, MD, Dr. David Gluck. I'm board-certified internist, board-certified in preventive medicine. And it's been a long day. We've had a wonderful conference. And speaking now to Cindy, she and I were talking about the fact that she sees low-dose naltrexone as a people-powered drug, and it is. It's a grassroots drug because the system still doesn't really want it for a variety of reasons. The way the system is arranged today is that somehow Big Pharma has to want a drug, a profitable drug, to come to the market. If it doesn't really fall in that category, where can you turn? And low-dose naltrexone is unfortunately one of those medications that for some reason doesn't have a particular appeal to Big Pharma. And because of that, we feel that the low-dose naltrexone website, the ldninfo.org, has been playing an important role here over the years. The LDN Yahoo group has close to 4,000 members. And there are people who are devoted to helping neophytes, people who are new to LDN, want to know more about it, people who jump in and try to give them the answers they need. And it's been a real community on the internet. It's a marvelous example of how the internet has helped move something along, so that this year we're right on the threshold of breakthroughs left and right. There's, as we've heard at the conference today, Penn State is running a phase 2 clinical trial. Clinical trials just opened in Africa, in Mali, for HIV and LDN. There's a trial that's finishing up on multiple sclerosis, measuring endorphins over in Italy. University of California in San Francisco has an LDN trial with multiple sclerosis. Stanford, fibromyalgia. Ohio, a multiple sclerosis trial. So from nothing, we've grown. And if you turn around and say, well, where did that growth come from? How did we get these clinical trials going? It's not because the NIH was doling out the money or pharmaceutical companies were doling out the money. It's because of the sheer power of people caring and coming forward to the neurologists and the psychologists and their internists and their family practitioners saying, look what this did for me. Why aren't you interested in this for others? There's this yearning on the part of patients to see that since they benefited, others should benefit also from low-dose naltrexone. It's been quite wonderful, and they're able to share their feelings on the website. The turnout here was up to the maximum. In other words, more people could not be allowed in because we were at full capacity. As Cindy said, the passion reflected here by people who came from all over, from California, from Ireland and England and every part of the United States to be here. We're talking people who have been helped by low-dose naltrexone is part of this people thrust that has brought low-dose naltrexone forward. We think that it has so many different appeals when an individual who lives in a world where the standard medical treatments involve pain, bad side effects, no promise of real improvement, encounter a drug that is inexpensive, has no toxicity, has virtually no side effects, and suddenly turns their life around, they're bound to become impassioned about it. And I think that explains a good deal. People have control of their lives back again with one little capsule. It's very impressive, and the people who came today were voicing that. So we're perfectly delighted, and we expect better things in the future, especially as these clinical trials come in, get published, find their way into medical journals. It's going to be much easier for doctors to get on board and medicine to get on board. We have to remember that this is not, we're not talking about low-dose naltrexone as a treatment in terms of a standard definition of what a standard medicine is for a particular disease. This is the treatment for this antibiotic for sore throat, this sort of treatment for headache. No. What low-dose naltrexone is an invitation to strengthen your immune system and let it do all the things it's learned to do over 500 million years of development. You get that back again when you take this medicine.